open the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
Bulldog Sports Page brought to you by Kaufman and Lind Injury Attorneys. Orlando City gets the win last night, doggy.
Not only did they get the win, Facundo Torres scores a goal. He becomes the all-time leading goal scorer in Orlando City history. Orlando City wins 2-1. Facundo Torres moves past the great Kyle Larin for first place on the all-time goal-scoring list. He now has 45. Orlando City one step closer to securing the 4th seed in the MLS Cup playoffs, which are a couple of weeks away. I got to tell you, Orlando City sort of getting hot going into the playoffs. Maybe Messi and his mercenaries down in Inter Miami better watch out for Orlando City, huh?
But City's got 5 of the last 6, I think, wins, right?
Yeah.
Well done,
so
boys.
They're playing well heading into the playoffs. By the way, the Bulldog was out at the Orlando Pride practice yesterday. Little funny story. You know, they're undefeated. There's never been a NWSL team that's undefeated before. So, you know, I'm talking to some of these Pride players, and I go, have you guys ever heard of the 1972 Miami Dolphins? And they go, what? What are you talking about? I go, they were undefeated, the only NFL team, so they were like, wow, really? So I educated these 22-year-old Orlando Pride players on the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
And then at the end of the season, what happened? Don't tell them that part.
What, they won?
They won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't think...
You're thinking of the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are the only unblemished team in history.
No. I always heard that, but I thought that they dorked it when it came to the Super Bowl.
No, they won them all.
Look at Mike the Bulldog Bianchi going to a Pride practice. Not even
educating the Orlando Pride on the history.
So, dog,
perfect season.
Tigers, Royals, Padres, all moving on. The Mets and Brewers going to go to a Game 3 today.
Yeah, I love to see the Tigers beat the cheating Astros. As you mentioned, the Royals beat the Orioles. My Pods eliminated the Braves 5-4. And yeah, the Brewers and Mets go to Game 3 tonight. So yeah, and then we'll head into the next round of the playoffs. So it's going to be exciting. Thursday night game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Falcons tonight. The Bucs are off to a 3-1 start. Heading into the game tonight, they are all alone, sole possession of first place in the NFC South, but the Falcons are pretty damn good this year, so it's going to be a tough game on the road for the Bucs. The Bucs are coming off I think it was their best performance last week against the Eagles, which came a week after their worst performance against the Browns. But last week, the offense gained, I think their offense gained like 445 yards last week, scored on 4 or 6 possessions in the red zone. The defense sacked Jalen Hurts 6 times, so hopefully they can get after Kirk Cousins tonight. Hopefully Kirk Cousins, though will throw at least 1 touchdown pass to my fantasy tight end, Kyle Pitts, who's done absolutely nothing.
I knew it. I knew he was going in fantasy.
So, Dog, I mentioned it back in our In the Loop news segment. Orlando going to be hosting some more March Madness. It's a few years down the road, but it's good to have that commerce coming into the city beautiful.
Absolutely. 2028 we'll be hosting the first and second rounds of the NCAA basketball tournament. 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, when they hosted the basketball tournament over at the Kia Center. So it's always great to have the NCAA tournament in town, and the people who are the sports executives in this city, like Jason Siegel of the Greater Orlando Sports Commission. They do a great job getting sports events in this city. As you know, Orlando was named I think it was the #1 sports event city in the country by the sports journals. So yeah, Orlando getting it done when it comes to bringing sporting events to town.
I still don't understand why, and I know it's because of regional boundary restrictions and whatnot. I still think the population of this state is at the point where we could support some more full-time major league sports in this town.
Agree.
I definitely think we could support an NFL team.
No doubt.
I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, you you have two NFL teams in LA. You have two NFL teams in New York. I'm not saying we're as big as that, but we're not. We would only have one NFL team in Orlando, and then you have Tampa, and then you have Jacksonville, Miami. This state is pretty spread out. So yeah, when you have a city like Orlando, which is it is the biggest city in America without an NFL team, I definitely think we could support it. No question.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could support Major League Baseball with all of those games, but hey, we couldn't do any worse than the Rays or the Marlins, right?
Yeah, here I was just, and I'm just thinking outside the box here now. Well, why don't we start courting the Los Angeles Chargers? They really don't have a home field. They don't, because any game they have, there's more fans from the opposing team there than their own for the most part.
Yeah, hey.
Let the Rams have SoFi Stadium. Chargers, come east. Settle in here in Orlando. We will fully embrace you.
Can we rename them, though, so it's not Orlando Chargers? Well, yeah, I guess.
I don't think you would need to.
No? Okay.
Keep the name recognition.
Or we could just go back to we could name them after our last championship football team, the Orlando Apollos.
Stop. Please stop.
Please don't even tie them in.
All right, stop. All right, Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic over on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game. Why don't you bring this idea up on your show?
I miss the Apollos. Steve Spurrier coaching the team to the championship.
Enough about the Apollos. Thank you for taking time out of your show to join us here for the Sports Page each morning, brought to you by Kaufman and Lind.
Listen to Under Oath with attorney Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. You can listen on FM 96.9 The Game. You can catch extended versions by searching Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform. Oh, oh.
Lynch and Taco on the Download the iHeartRadio app.